Hey there, coin collectors and history buffs. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're uncovering some hidden treasures in your pocket, rare state quarters worth serious cash. These small pieces of history could be worth thousands, and you might have one without even knowing it. Let's dive into the top 3 ultra-rare, jaw-dropping state quarters. First, let's talk about the 50 State Quarters program, a series that started in 1999 and ran until 2008. This was one of the most successful coin programs ever launched by the U.S. Mint. The idea was simple: honor each of the 50 states with a unique quarter design, and collectors went wild for them. What makes these coins special is the fact that they represent each state's history, culture, and symbols, making them a part of American heritage. But, as we all know, not every coin is created equally. Some state quarters are worth far more than others, because of rare minting errors or simply being in the right place at the right time. Let's kick things off with one of the most valuable state quarters, the 1999 D Connecticut State Quarter. At first glance, it might seem like just another regular quarter from the first year of the 50 State Quarters program. But here's where things get interesting. The 1999 D Connecticut quarter has been found in extremely rare circumstances, where it sold for as much as $50,000 at auction. Yes, you heard that right, $50,000. And the reason for this insane value is a variety of minting errors that can make it a one-of-a-kind coin. So, if you happen to find one of these in your pocket change, you could be holding a small fortune. Now, you're probably wondering, what makes this coin so special? Well, it's all about the errors. Typically, most state quarters are pretty much the same, but when the U.S. Mint messes up, that's when things get interesting. The 1999 D Connecticut quarter has been found with things like die cracks or double strikes, which make it much rarer and way more valuable. A die crack happens when the die used to stamp the design onto the coin begins to wear down and crack, leaving behind a distinctive line or fracture on the coin. Double strikes occur when the coin is stamped twice, and this leads to a blurry or overlapping design, making it even more unique. These types of errors are the reason why some of these quarters can be worth tens of thousands of dollars. It's the imperfections that make these coins so highly sought after by collectors. In fact, the more dramatic the mistake, the more valuable the coin becomes. A perfectly minted 1999 D Connecticut quarter without any scratches or blemishes is still valuable, but once you add an error, that's when the big bucks come in. Collectors love these types of coins because they're not only rare, but they also tell a story about the minting process. They're a piece of history, and owning one is like having a small snapshot of a moment in time when things didn't quite go as planned at the U.S. Mint, and that's what makes them so special. So, next time you're sifting through your pocket change or scouring through rolls of quarters, be sure to keep an eye out for this one. You might just have a rare and valuable gem on your hands. Now, let's move on to another highly sought-after coin in the world of state quarters, the 2001 New York State Quarter. This one's a bit different from the rest, but it's still incredibly valuable, and in some exceptional cases, it can fetch up to $20,000 at auction. Pretty wild, right? So, what makes the 2001 New York quarter so special? The key lies in some minting mishaps, errors that make this coin a rare find for collectors. During the minting process, some 2001 New York quarters were struck with slight variations, like the design being off-center or misaligned. These types of errors are exactly what make the coin so valuable. Typically, state quarters are all uniform, but when something goes wrong in the minting process, you end up with what's called a misprint. These coins are incredibly rare, and that rarity is what makes them so highly sought after. The more significant the error, the higher the value. So, what's the deal with these off-center strikes? Well, an off-center strike happens when the coin is not perfectly centered during the minting process, resulting in the design being shifted or even cut off at the edge of the coin. In some cases, the entire image might be partially or fully missing from one side, leaving an incomplete design. This misalignment makes the coin much more unique than a standard, well-aligned quarter. You see, collectors love these kinds of errors because they're not something you'll find just anywhere. Most of the time, coins are struck perfectly, so when you come across one with a mistake, it's a true rarity. The 2001 New York quarter is one of those coins where collectors are specifically on the lookout for these types of minting mistakes. The error could be as simple as a slight shift in the design, or it could be more extreme, with the design being almost completely misaligned with the coin. The more noticeable and dramatic the error, the more valuable the coin becomes. In fact, certain extreme examples of the 2001 New York quarter have sold for as much as $20,000, an incredible price for a coin that started out as just another part of the regular state quarter series. If you've got a 2001 New York quarter, it's worth taking a closer look. Inspect the coin carefully for any signs of misalignment. Look for off-center designs, where the image doesn't line up perfectly with the rest of the coin. The further off-center the design, the more valuable it is. Even minor misalignments can increase the coin's value significantly. In some rare cases, the mistake can be so dramatic that it causes the coin to be almost unrecognizable as a standard quarter. When that happens, collectors get excited. They know that the more unique and unusual the coin is, the more it will be worth in the future. And that's where you can strike gold, literally, if you happen to find one of these misprinted coins. So, next time you're looking through your pocket change or going through rolls of quarters, keep an eye out for those 2001 New York quarters with a noticeable error. You never know, you could be holding onto a rare, high-value coin that's worth way more than just 25 cents. If you find one, don't just toss it into your change jar. Take a moment to examine it closely because this could be your ticket to a serious payday. Last but definitely not least, let's talk about the 2000 South Carolina State Quarter. This one is a real gem, especially if you find it with a double strike. So, what exactly is a double strike? Well, it happens when the coin is struck by the minting press not once, but twice. This causes the design to overlap, creating a blurry, double-imprinted image on the coin. It's a striking error, pun intended, that can turn a regular, everyday state quarter into a rare treasure. The 2000 South Carolina quarter is one of those coins that collectors dream of, especially when it comes with a double strike. If you're lucky enough to find one, you could be holding a coin that's worth anywhere from $1,000 to $50,000, depending on the severity of the mistake. The more dramatic the double strike, the higher the value. A double-struck coin can show a clear overlap of the design or a much more pronounced shift that makes it even more unique. The rarity and oddity of these coins make them highly desirable to collectors. But here's where it gets even crazier. In some extremely rare cases, double-struck 2000 South Carolina quarters have sold for over $100,000. That's right, $100,000 for a coin that originally had a face value of just 25 cents. That's the magic of minting errors. What may seem like a mistake at first glance can turn into an incredibly valuable piece of history in the coin world. The value of a double-struck coin can vary depending on a few factors, like how obvious the double strike is and how well the coin has been preserved. A coin with a mild error might not fetch as much as one where the overlap is more visible, but even a subtle double strike can be worth thousands. If you happen to find one of these coins, you're looking at a potential jackpot. Whether it's worth $1,000 or $100,000, it's definitely not a coin you want to overlook. So, if you're lucky enough to stumble upon a 2000 South Carolina quarter with a double strike, don't just add it to your jar of change. Take a moment to appreciate it, it could be the start of something big. The value of a double-struck coin really depends on the severity of the error. Some might just have a slight overlap in the design, while others might have a more noticeable or dramatic double strike. The more dramatic the error, the more valuable the coin. It's like a happy accident for collectors. If you find one of these, get it appraised immediately, you could be sitting on a gold mine. So, there you have it. The top 3 state quarters that could be worth big money. The 1999 Connecticut, the 2001 New York, and the 2000 South Carolina are just a few examples of how small errors or unique features can make certain coins incredibly valuable. Remember, these aren't your average quarters, they're the ones that collectors dream of finding. Now, next time you're sifting through your loose change, keep an eye out for those rare gems. Who knows, you might just have a $50,000 coin hiding in your pocket. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more coin collecting tips and tricks. Thanks for watching, and happy hunting.